Did you know in less than 3 hours a week, you can dramatically improve your strength and condition for jiu-jitsu? My client Jason last year did this. As a busy father, he had an electrician business. He was able to get 3 workouts in a week and dramatically improve his performance on the mat. Most of these workouts were done in his home gym. So today what I thought would be helpful is to go over the split routine that he did. Now, what I did with Jason is we did a 3 day split, which was a lower body day, heavy upper body day, and a full body dynamic day. Now, most people, I usually go with full body workouts because they're a little easier to recover from. Guys tend to enjoy it. So even if you miss like 1 or 2 days, you still kind of hit all the muscle groups. But he was a former power lifter, and he's someone who likes splits. And be like in myself, I prefer splits as well. And you can get great results with both. But he just ended up doing the split, and the split might be helpful for you if you do like training splits. So what we did is a heavy lower body day first. So what we want to do is we want to stay with a heavy lower body lift. So usually some type of squat or deadlift variation. And then we're going to do more assistance exercises for the other two. So usually with leg days, we want to do a squat variation, a single leg variation, a hip hinge variation, which means if we start with squat and go heavy, the other two exercises are going to be higher reps. All right. And then if we have time, we're going to probably do maybe some assistance exercises. We might do some leg curls, some core work. And then because Jason wanted to improve his condition, we did some finishes. And this is great for a high-end condition, especially if you already have an aerobic base. So we would go 10 to 30 seconds as hard as we can, go slow for between 60 to 90 seconds, and we're going to do this between 3 to 6 times. What's great about this is that it teaches the body to be explosive and go hard for a certain period of time and then recover from that while still being active. And that's jiu-jitsu. You have to be able to like be explosive and be able to scramble really hard, finish the takedown, finish the submission, but then keep grappling at a sustainable pace. And this is what it's going to do for your body. So that was a lower body day. On the next day was a heavy upper body day. So we would do a heavy press and then an assistance press for higher reps. And then we would do a few back exercises. And then we would do a similar like interval training here. Now, when it comes to doing heavy presses, jiu-jitsu people and actually just guys in general are notorious for having bad shoulders. So you want to make sure that you're doing press exercises that don't cause joint pain. So for me personally, bench presses kill my neck for whatever reason. The next day, my neck's killing. So when I'm training heavy press movements, I'm always doing heavy dumbbell variations. So just keep that in mind. And that goes for legs or anything you train. There's no required exercise. Find ones that feel good to you. So we did a heavy press, and then we did an assistance push exercise, which I believe for at least one phase it was like weighted push-ups, or in the other phase it was incline dumbbell presses. And then what we did 2 back exercises. So we did a horizontal variation. So I believe we did a one-arm row one month. The following month we did a bench row, and then we did some vertical pull. So we did, I believe, neutral grip flat pull downs. And the next month, we just opted out and we just did face pulls. Now, what I would say with like pulling motion is if you have a neck or a shoulder that's really irritates, you're going to be able to tolerate in horizontal rowing. So exercises where you pull like this is going to be much better for you than a lot of vertical pulling. So things like chin-ups, pull-ups, lat pull-downs. Not that you can't do any of those, but just I would be more conservative with how much volume you do and the intensity of that. And again, that's just really for someone who has maybe neck issues or back issues. If we have time, we probably would add some arms. And then again, we go into the conditioning, okay? The third and final day is a dynamic power day, which is kind of like a speed power day. And for all my athletes, it's super important to train all the modalities we need on the mat. So power and speed is something a lot of people don't train very often, but we want to hit that. We want to hit max strength like we did in the other workouts. Hit all the movement patterns so we have good movement on the mats. And then we want to kind of fill in the gaps of maybe weak spots that we may have. So if you have weak core, we may do more as some core exercises with some of these workouts. If you need more grip work, we might do some isolation grip stuff. So just kind of think of those terms. So how I do the dynamic full body day. So we pick a lower body power exercise and an upper body pull exercise. So usually it's going to be for lower body, it's going to be some type of plyometric drill. It could be some type of box jump variation. It could be some type of for upper bodies. It could be some type of medicine ball variation. Um, or I do like plyo push-ups here. Then we're going to do maybe 2 or 3 compound movements, exercises that we think we need more work of. So if I want my guy to build a stronger back, we're going to do more back work. We might do more single leg work, which I think is really important for like knee health and hip mobility. So things like elevated split squats, side lunges, I might throw those in there. And I'm also going to throw, if we have time, some accessory exercises for, like I said before, for weak parts that I want to bring up. So if someone has a weak back, I want to do some extra maybe back work. If someone has weak grips, I might do some more arm work. If someone has a weak core, I'm going to do more core exercises here. And we don't really do hard conditioning on this day. So that is the routine he did, and it worked really well for him. Somewhere, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm gonna post his testimonial on here. But just review: we do a lower body heavy day, and a upper body heavy day, and then we do a dynamic full body day. Ideally, if you can do it like this, I would probably at least have 1 day of rest in between each of the lifts. And then as far as jiu-jitsu goes, how to program it. If you can do this on the same day you roll, I like to do that personally, and I think if it works for your schedule, it's a great thing to do. Or like for myself, I actually train jiu-jitsu like Monday through Saturday. So what I would do is I try to do my heavy lifting days on the same days I train hard. So usually I go to a really big class with like higher belts on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So those are usually my harder days. So I try to at least have 2 of my lifting days fall on those days, if that helps out. If you enjoy this and you want to learn more about strength and conditioning for jiu-jitsu, I wrote 7 of my best ways to improve your strength and conditioning. If you DM me or comment wherever you're seeing this BJJ, I'll send it over. So I do it like this. If I just gave you all 7 right away, you'd probably read through it or you might skip it, and you're not going to retain it. So how I do it is I'm going to send you an email for 7 days with actionable insights how to improve your strength and conditioning. So you'll actually learn it. You have an opportunity to put into action before you get the next bit of information. I think learning is best this way. If we just always absorb stuff, to me, it's like kind of like an instructional. If you buy an instructional and you binge it, you binge like 5 hours of jiu-jitsu technique, like you're probably, and you go and you try to do that in the mat, you're probably not going to remember very much of it. Versus if you really study maybe a certain part of it and you watch it and then you just stop there, then you go try it, you're going to have a much higher success rate. That's my podcast for this week. If you guys have any questions, any topics you want me to cover, you guys can always reach out to me. I appreciate you guys. If you guys are watching this on YouTube